All right. Topwater Tony here at another shop stop down here in the heart of Franklin, Ohio. Got my buddies Matt and Wes doing their thing here, getting some vehicles ready, putting in some work during the winter time. We got that long winter, so it's a good time to work on stuff. Let's check it out.
Yeah, the same way. Actually, leave a cooler line, just have to mess it behind it.
Yeah, because I don't want to spill fluid everywhere.
Does it even have one in it?
I don't know. It might. No idea. But now the other one popped up 3 turbos, I'm kind of concerned.
So we're looking back in we'll show you here in a minute, the other Forester Subaru. Getting what code?
I got low oil pressure to the cam advancements.
All right, so yeah, long story short. So there's if you actually can even see back here, we can show you actually on the other motor maybe. Long story short, there's a banjo bolt that lays down inside that feeds that head, that feeds that area.
Yeah, it feeds
it's
the oil.
buried back in there, but yeah.
Feeds oil to the turbo and your cam advancement sensor.
But it has a little baby screen down inside that thing, and he thought that model discontinued having them.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, we pulled it out and it had grime in it. We didn't save it, or I'd show you. It was pretty clogged. So we might be doing a fuel or an oil pump for nothing, but
at least
not like
we're doing
anything
it
wrong, right? I mean,
well, so if you have a Subaru and your VTEC's messed up and you're popping 3 turbos a week, then I'd check that.
and that's particularly what it was. Your code came back, and it's almost always the driver or the passenger side one that gets clogged up.
Yeah, well, it's because the passenger
You
side.
should probably check the other one. Does it have one?
No, it's only one side.
Oh, because it feeds off the other one's probably turned.
Yeah, it basically tees, and then so the turbo and the cam both get set in the same sword. The 04 Forester actually had one on each side.
Really?
So where the cam advancement is on both banks of the motor, there was actually a screen on both of them, and it was in the banjo bolt above it. This one
feeding down below.
This one apparently only has that screen in the back. I think they were trying to protect the turbo, which I'm sure it worked for 100,000 miles, but after that it just became a hindrance.
That should almost be a service thing for them.
I think it is, actually.
I see. So your line coming off is feeding up here for this guy.
Yeah.
The back is what they're trying. Yeah, they probably are trying to filter for the one side.
I think they're just
Probably
trying to filter, save the turbo, and then at the same time they
Messed
broke
up
the
the
turbo. Engineers.
We'd probably have
Science.
Yeah, right. We'd probably have the oil pump together this afternoon, but we actually damaged the front shaft seal on it, so it's gonna have to sit till Monday. They thought they had to part at Napa
Until they didn't.
until they didn't.
So this vehicle is getting what kind of mods or fixes?
It's
I mean,
pretty modded. It's getting
it's mild. Intake, turbo inlet. It's got a turbo off of a newer WRX, and then the intercore cooler for it's actually sitting over there with all the other parts.
bigger top mount.
Right. I was gonna say it got some STI injectors in it, which aren't that much bigger, but other than that, it's just downpipe tune. We actually took it down to TIC Cincinnati and had Corbin Johnson tune it. So I don't know. I think it was making like 280 at the wheels. It's my wife's daily. She likes to get speeding tickets.
Don't run.
Yeah, she gets to drive the lifted Forester for now. So.
Is this the one that I got? It's not.
No, that was the lifted Forester.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
Good
04.
grief. Got all kind of vehicles.
Three Subarus.
Yeah, you're definitely a Subaru.
3 Subarus and a Volkswagen.
Which that leads to this
Oh
one.
yeah.
This stuff over here.
This will be air ride for a Golf or a TDI. It's already wrapped. You're going to find wheels eventually.
We're gonna have to get
It's gonna look
wheels.
silly with hubcaps.
I'm really prioritizing the mods here. We're going
Right,
full
no.
air ride suspension
You
before we
find
take the
something
hubcaps off.
Use a nicer airlift all-in-one setup. It's pretty cool, pretty basic, but it actually makes things terribly easy. I'd say maybe a little bit more pricey, but definitely an all-in-one kind of hide thing, especially in a car.
It's worth the extra money.
But yeah, everything's all money and time, right?
So what kind of system is this? Name brand?
So it's the controller is all airlift.
Yeah, airlift via.
The
bags were from.
bags are Raceland because
Raceland,
I'm a
okay.
cheap ass.
But they work. I mean, they should be.
Yeah,
fine.
they'll be fine. It's going on a 02 TDI with the ALH engine code. One of the best. I actually ended up finding it in Cleveland about 3 months ago with
Yeah.
like 100,000 miles on it. So the car is young.
Well, that and the old man gave him a phone book worth of receipts for everything he's
I was
ever
over
touched
there.
in the car. Yeah.
He bought off the lot and that book of receipts. I still have the original
Window
window
sticker.
sticker that has on it. Yeah.
He's like, I think the clutch might be slipping. Hands him a whole entire clutch for
Yeah.
no reason whatsoever.
So it's been babied. So we're just gonna,
Yeah, we already wrapped it.
we're gonna
Looking at
mess
fun
with it a little bit.
So air, no wheels, huh?
Not
No,
yet.
as I say, I'd look around, just find something.
You got to find the right fit. I want it to be all tucked up in the fender wheels and
Not the stretch stance.
right. That's the problem with Volkswagens now. That every wheel I find is wanting to be stretched and 10 degrees negative camber and poking out past the fenders. I ain't about that life.
Do the Corvette swirlies. It looks actually
That would be
really
kinda
cool.
cool, yeah.
They do look neat.
Yeah. So if you have any Corvette wheels out there, I'll buy some
Old
Corvette wheels.
C4
Hit him up.
turbines. And
Talon.
here's my love for hate right here.
And then we swing over here. Bam!
This is a hodgepodge Frankenstein. But it's typical DSM stuff. It's a 6-bolt block, 7-bolt head, Punishment Racing original tubular manifold, JMF intake I just put on it, big 16G. Pulled from the car mainly because I was having oil flame problems, if you want to call it that. And my ignorance guy actually let me into, I need to adjust or replace a spring in it to drop my oil pressure, because when the balance shaft's removed, the oil pressure goes way up. So between that and the clutch had exploded, that's pretty much why I pulled it in order to do it. And then it became a bunch of used parts that weren't clutch related. Ended up spending more money on other things first. So
while it's out,
yeah.
you might as well do everything.
It became I forget what I was looking for originally online, and then found a
Clutch?
Facebook page like an idiot and started buying a bunch of used stuff. So here it is. Getting everything at half price. Everything's in good shape. This was, I'll show you a picture. This thing was pitted it was terrible.
That's the intake.
Polished it and everything else yesterday, yeah. But it'll get cleaned up, get clutch flywheel for it here shortly. I want to put it together. Plan is put together outside the car because I had a starter engagement issue, but I think it was just a flywheel. So fortunately, hopefully I can get that straightened out, get it back in the car. If it don't happen before spring, I'm not upset about it, so I'm not too worried. But hell, I've had the car since what?
98.
It might be 99 at least.
It's about what? When it was 3 years old?
It was about 4 or 5, yeah. So it was probably early 2000, maybe. I think I bought the car. It's an all-wheel drive, 5-speed, typical fun stuff.
Not typical.
Well, the ones you want anyway, right?
It's the typical one that you want
You
to
wanna
find
do.
but can't.
Right.
So is this, when it's back in the car, is it going to be tuned and everything?
Yeah, I've got DSM Link version 3, so I can do full tune on it, do whatever I need to do there. I'll probably get it streetable, and then probably take it up to probably Busher, if nothing else, or see if Huntsbarger wants to toy around and look at it and see if he wants to play with it.
So the
It
last
just-
time we raced, you lost.
Yeah. I was-
So when you get all this back together, we're gonna have to go racing.
He's got to win.
Well, if he
Then you
wins,
gotta-
then I have
then
to.
he
go
has
more.
to do something.
Right. Then you got to come up
Yeah.
and win.
Yeah, I see how this.
And then he's got to come up
And
more and
I don't,
win again.
and then honestly, I'm not like that. I want a nice, clean, cool car. If it has 350, 400 wheels, I'd be more than happy. That's a lot for a 2-liter engine.
Right, but
If I
if
want
you
to go,
lose to a Subaru, it's all worth nothing.
I don't care. My thing is, as soon as this becomes too powerful, that becomes trash, and it'll just fall apart. So I've either got to spend money on it first and get it built, which I guess I could before I put it in the car, depending on if we really want to try to tear apart a transmission, do it ourselves, or pay a bunch of money and have somebody do it.
No, and then you put it all back together, and then you beat me, and then I'll have to go 6-speed swap and bigger.
No, I'm not.
And then I'll beat you, and then you.
No, because my point is, if I do it, then I'm not ever upgrading it again, because I don't want to have to pull this thing apart again. I want to
No.
enjoy and drive it.
Good luck.
So, right. What are you trying to say?
DSM life.
No. As long as you don't use too cheap of parts, that's typically how things go. Guys scab it with cheap stuff and expect it to run, forever. It doesn't.
Or don't tune it.
It doesn't work. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Which I was at too. Remember?
That's-
You drove it around forever with it doing fuel cut and stuff because it didn't like the timing
Blowing
codes.
5-foot flames out the
It was
tailpipe.
cool. It was a good day.
Yeah.
A good day.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, the whole reason this has got a motor swap in it was because the turbo went bad for like the 5th time, which is common. And I decided to screw it and went big 16G fuel injectors. At the time, AFC, like a Super AFC, was like the cool thing to do. Bought a wideband and everything so I could adjust it and do things with it. Drove it out and went to go get the exhaust done the next morning because everything wasn't going to bolt up. Went and had the exhaust in it, backed it out, didn't make it home. It threw a rod. So I called the same company back again, and they actually had a short block ready to go. And then it became more of a money pit than it was before, up until that point. So poor car. But it's kind of cool finding some of the older stuff. The older engine intake, it was ugly, beat up, whatever else. Polish it up, it should look halfway decent. Non-recirc. So I have an atmospheric. I got old school HK.
This is like some Need for Speed Underground 2.
It's true. This is true. This is some old
This is like the original Xbox equipment.
Yeah, right. This needs polished up terribly. It's an old HKS Super Sequential. For those of you that watch or whatever else, if you remember old Wheel Source from up in Dayton back in the day,
I do.
I bought that there.
Damn.
Off Jason Thompson. Guy ordered it. Ended up not. I guess he ended up putting a deposit down on it. Never came back for it. He had bought that, and here this is some old school stuff too. Oh, making noise. Watch your toes. Seats cleaned up terribly, but an old HKS mushroom filter from, again, back like 2000s. Because I think when you buy them now, this label's all different and all that, but it definitely needs cleaned up. I'll clean it up, repaint it,
You
put a
can
new
still buy
element in
those?
it. I'm sorry?
You can still buy
I think
those?
so, yeah. But this was like, if you all looked at the old, I don't know, old import tuner where you'd see an old, like 2JZ or something like that. This was almost always the filter they had on the front. They had two of them in there where they had the, you know what I mean, when they had them in there. They are like an all green.
That's almost like those old triangle, old school wine or Win filters.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I guess it's pronounced wine.
Now we just go to the Home Depot and cut up a screen door. Zip tie it. There you go. There's your intake.
Right. But yeah, I'm more wanting just a fun little car to drive around with.
So what is that? We got Talon, we got Forester's broken,
Yeah. My
Golf's getting a
Samurai's broke,
suspension.
Golf's getting suspension.
and I think springtime. We still want to do another 2.5-inch lift on the Forester.
We do?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course we do.
Don't forget the Tahoe.
Yeah.
We got back that now.
We gonna cut your stuff up, man. We're gonna do it. Wanna cut it up?
I guess so.
We're gonna get plasma cutter.
That's true. Actually, we were
Pricing
actually
TIG
talking
welders
about
and
we're
plasma
pricing a TIG welder because he's got another welder. I've got one that's got gas. I can get from a buddy of mine, and we could probably do anything we need to at that point in time. Only other thing would be plasma cutter. It'd be beneficial to have. Maybe we cut everything else out, but it would just be quicker.
We could grind it, but
It'd be quicker
Yeah.
just to play.
Yeah.
But we're looking at a couple of them from some Black Friday sales, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get one before then. But we get these things out of here that don't need real fabrication, just need stuff put together. Then I also want to get my S10 done before Cavalcade.
Samurai.
Well, that can wait till spring. I don't really care.
No,
I got an old 90
we'll do the
Samurai. It's
Samurai.
lifted and
We'll do the
they got
Samurai
some-
when we do the other Forester.
Yeah, that's true.
Too many projects.
Yeah. And then eventually the Camaro.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then we could 6-speed swap them.
And jet skis, right?
And jet skis. Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be fun, but I don't know. I don't know how much I'd even use them anymore. Between doing the car shows and building all this kind of stuff. I mean, it'd be fun to do it, but once, twice a year and keep them, I don't know.
So this is all for Cars and Coffee next year, Dave.
Right, it's
Yep.
true that.
Yep. Different car every week. We're taking
Yeah, that
a
is true. That is true. Genre, we do all-wheel drive one week and then air ride the next. And
Jeez.
That's it, man. I don't know.
yeah,
Whenever you guys want to come back over and film a certain project.
yeah.
I'm always all about filming.
We'll have, unfortunately, like I said, we were pretty hardcore into it today and ran out of parts and time. Man, time we've got, the parts we don't.
$12 part.
We got a couple more things we got to get, and probably next weekend we'll probably have a handful of stuff. I got a bunch of hoses. Man, I don't know that's going to be for this, but
I mean, by next weekend, I'm hoping to have
Well,
the air ride.
the hardware and
pieced
all that kind of
together.
stuff for this. This is the big thing I've been contemplating this afternoon when I was doing it. The clearance for this bolt to that weld. Fortunately, we found a couple bolts that work just to hang it because I'm all just mocking everything up at the moment. But I had to order specific bolts for it. And it's going to have to like literally be evenly tightened all the way across or
I
nothing's
didn't
going to
see that
clear.
one.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's ridiculously tight. I actually messaged them before I found those bolts. I'm like, how are you supposed to tighten this thing up
Are you
to
gonna
a
have
turbo?
to heat it up and bend it in a little bit?
No, if nothing else, I'll cut this shorter. I'll measure out where my, like when this, what I want to do is tighten these up and figure out how much I can go ahead and trim them. Because all I need is that once it's past the bolt, it doesn't do it any good anyway. So I'll put a mark on them, cut them, take them off, cut them where they need to be, put it back up so it's minimal. It may take a washer and grind one side of it down so it gets a little bit better footprint on it to keep it from warping or having problems. We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
it's getting there. It'd probably run a long time ago, but I just bought a clutch and flywheel and put it back together. But
It'd run a long time if you put it together and made it run.
that's true. Wouldn't hurt to have another car to have for the winter, but
Oh, not
the
this
truck
car's
does
not the
fun.
winter car.
It's fun in the winter.
Yeah, it has no traction. It's great.
It does all right. I remember driving it one time to work and was throwing snow over the car. It was so deep.
Sheesh.
But she's low. But yeah, until we get a couple more parts for. Unfortunately, we got 2 things tore up, and we don't want to tear into the third. Well, you definitely don't have parts for it, so it would be just another parked car in here.
Yeah,
so.
I can't afford another park car.
Right.
Means I gotta get WRX out in the cold.
Yeah. But
So when's the air ride going on? Did we mention that already?
Maybe next week?
I would say this is me. You do what you want to go do. I would get that working right.
Oh no, I'll have that done this week.
Yeah. So if we get that done, and its codes and stuff are gone, everything's all happy there, then I think you're safe tearing apart the Golf at that time.
Once my wife has her daily back, then I can
Then you've got
sacrifice
your-
mine and just drive the lifted Forza.
Right.
Yeah, because
So
ain't nothing like 14 miles to a
weekend?
gallon, but
Yeah.
coming from the Golf, you get like 60.
Don't pass up a gas
But
station.
yeah, next weekend.
Probably next weekend. Probably.
Park
So you got to call off work or something.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have the thing lifted in one day.
I think we can put most. I think this long day, maybe
I think-
day plus,
yeah.
if nothing else. I think
Saturday,
we'll be all right.
Sunday, we probably get on there.
As long as nothing fights us for some hardware problems and everything.
I got the fancy Volkswagen strut spreaders, so
There you go. Can't go wrong with a nice strut.
Well-
strut spreader.
I get off at 5 o'clock. I'm sure they're taking like a sigh of relief now that the car show season's over, and I
Oh, they're
don't really
using you
have
back
to.
to Saturdays now. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
Tell them you got a car show on Saturday,
yeah.
well, I
Last
could,
one.
but
right? Just, oh, you got.
Or
you
you-
didn't say what kind of car show.
you could film until I get here,
That's true. That's true.
and I can stitch it all together.
Yeah, there'd be a lot more probably. Beeping
tripod?
out to be need people.
Got
Yeah, you
tripod?
could do a tripod.
Just get a little tripod.
But yeah,
This episode is brought to you by Miller Lite.
but no, I think we could easily do that. Get things rolling, and if nothing else, sit it in one spot, and you can just hear us cuss and bang our knuckles on stuff probably more than anything. But yeah, you got that was with the glove on even.
Yeah, I was with a glove on today. It doesn't look bad now.
But I do have a saying:
It got done
if
bleeding.
you're not bleeding when you're done, you're gonna have to redo it. I'm just saying. I've always said that. I've almost like taken a knife and cut myself when I'm done with something if I'm not bleeding.
We gotta get the TV mounted up back here too. A couple things.
You're slacking lately.
I know. They're working.
Whatever.
2 jobs.
I got 2 jobs.
All right, so I guess the continuing saga will be air.
Oh,
We got a special guest coming in.
She wants to go eat.
hey, you hungry? She's wanting food.
She wants her car back.
That she probably wants that.
Hello there.
What up?
But yeah, air right on that. A bunch of other BS on this, wanting the details. Actually, just a seal on that one, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm just one more part, and I think we're putting
Yeah,
that
we could
together.
probably put it back together. Did he tell you the screen? Did he tell you the screen in that one? So
So likes to put screens in their banjo bolt to like filter oil before it gets the turbo.
It was
in case
cool.
there's a piece of like metal. That
the
gets
one
the
that's
turbo.
feeding it.
So the thing that's supposed to save the turbo became killing turbo.
The problem.
So that might be the whole issue. I mean, you're not going to do wrong by putting a new oil pump on there, but that's probably why.
Yeah. Great.
So that is good, actually.
Yeah,
At least
I was
know
gonna
what it
say
is.
because that'll. I'm like, at least we found. I'm like,
Yeah. We don't have to trade it in now for a cross track. You keep the turbo.
because I was totally. I told him I was like, I'm done. I was like, this is the
I
third time
understand.
this year. I'm like, I can't. And it's always on a trip. It's always on a trip.
We had a
We're-
long time going through it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's never going to Walmart, just down the street.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's never that.
Going to get the mail, car blows up.
I was gonna say going to Hilton Head it happened, and then up in Columbus it happened, and I'm just like, so.
What did it run like when it was acting up?
Well, on the way to Hilton Head, well, when we were going down to Asheville, it was like
It was weird that time because it started making noise like squealy, bad turbo noises.
Yeah.
But then if you give it gas, like the shaft like corrected itself, and all of a sudden it went away and started boosting normally.
So it would be fine, and then all of a sudden it would go to like
Yeah.
not boosting.
then you get off the gas and just kind of coast, turn on the cruise control, and it'd be like, and I'm like, what?
So you're purposely driving it like you're at
Yeah.
But then in Columbus it was something different though, because it sounded like it was either the steering, like I don't know what it was. It was like it just did not want to go anywhere. It was just complaining the whole time.
I don't know.
Like I couldn't really give it a whole
Because
lot.
turbo's good now, so.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if
Okay,
it's
it's all
already
right
the
then.
turbo again after we just replaced that, I'm like, there's
That's good.
something
Turbo's good.
good.
Yeah, it should. I mean, if nothing else, if it was a started oil problem due to that little screen section of it, is it we pulled it out, you could actually see it was clogged, but he took it apart and it,
Yeah.
it
Sliced
had
it open.
chunks and
It
stuff
was
in
like
it. Yeah, it was
dust.
bad. So, if nothing else, you've done good by doing that.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Worst case, we're out $200 for an oil pump. Whatever.
I mean, you don't do wrong by putting a new oil pump in a car anyway. So,
Oil's important.
oil is important.
Take a story about
Take-
Cavalier.
if you learn, yeah. Don't even bring that up. That's a sore.
I'm
That's a
like,
sore spot.
that was like a 3
if
or
you-
4 month project.
If you no, shut up. Okay?
That was the first year of dating.
Short story. He
Yeah,
had
you
an older
gotta tell.
Cavalier first car. I went from an old job. They closed up on us, and they were throwing away a bunch of good oil filters. The good oil filters were the 2 GM types. There's one that's a metric and one that's a standard. So he come over to the house, was changing his oil, and he said, I thought you had oil filters. I said, yeah, I do. He said, which one is it? I said,
With royal purple.
yeah, good, yeah, and a Cavalier, right? Good idea. So
an extra 2 horsepower.
right? So he's like, which one is it? And I was like, it will or won't screw on is what I assumed happening. So he grabs one, it threads on, no problem. Starts it up, checks it, everything's cool. All of a sudden, I get a phone call from him, like right after you left, like a block
'cause you were
away.
almost, well, no, he was on his way to my house.
Yeah, he didn't even get like
No.
the intersection. He didn't leave like the neighborhood. He like
Oh,
oil trail out of the house. I'm like, what? So we pull it back in, and we're like, what'd you do? 'Cause it was kind of like one of the first oil changes you probably
Yeah.
ever did. And
Just had the tires put on.
pardon our ignorance, we grabbed again the same wrong oil filter because it screwed on. So we grabbed the same wrong one again and screwed the wrong one on.
Really
We
tightened
revved
down.
it. We thought everything was cool. He left. He got further. It just puked all over the place.
On the
And
highway.
He's like, it's making noises, and it didn't recover. So that got another engine. It was like, oh, this oil filter.
Yeah, I remember.
Live and learn. We've all done that, I'm sure.
It teaches you the smell of oil.
In the field.
Yes.
And the fear that follows.
Fear the oil.
So I did the natural thing.
So if you
Bought
learn
Subarus.
anything from this video, proper oil filter on a GM 4-cylinder, and
And check
oil
your
is
screens
and oil
on
is
their
important
Subarus.
in your screens and your Subarus. Public service announcement right here.
Well, until next time.
Until the next thing we break and find out.
Yeah, that's how you learn, though.
Which it will be something. Sad but true.
Like a brand new gasket.
You must have got a little happy when you put it
Where the
on.
hell did it go?
Yeah, you mangled that poor thing.
Oh, it pissed me off when I put it on. So then I just decided to break it more to get it off.
Yeah.
This is our $12 part that
Napa
thought they had. And a car would be running if I had it.
That's holding you up.
It doesn't look like that normally, though. I do.
No,
that.
it's a little bit
Yeah.
smoother than
No,
that.
it's
It seals
usually
and
nice
stuff.
looking.
Yeah.
To hold oil in. Nah. Cool.
All right. Well,
Time to check in for the night. Nothing else.
Yeah, time to go get something to eat. Kebabs.
all right. Until next time. I guess next time we'll be working on the air or something. I don't know. But we'll be back.
Something is important.
The continuing saga.